What is going on, tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bold boy scribe. How the devil are we all doing today? This is bright and early, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, that's right. Coming in hot, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the new set of anniversary journey quests. We're going to get ourselves some Zetas, we're going to get ourselves some Omicrons, and we're going to get ourselves a nice juicy pair of Lightspeed tokens. But not only that, we are going to be announcing the winner of our Sinterkaz giveaway. That's right, 5 lucky winners are going to be selected from those that have entered my giveaway. Stay tuned for that. Let's do this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are on the free-to-play account. Going to try and make this as accessible as possible. If you are able to go into your quest section, go into Journey Quests, you should see a brand new Journey Quest chain for our latest set of Lightspeed tokens, Zetas, and Omicrons. Our first one over here is win 10 battles with any Rebel Trooper in your squad. Cassian, Bistan, Cinta, Drogon, Pow, Vel, Hoth Rebel Scout Soldier, or Xaereth Rebel Pathfinder. Nice and easy. We can do this one very, very quickly by just going into the Journey Guide, go into the Palp tier, go into Tier 1, and just make sure that you've got one of those units in there. Oh, you know, like, absolutely. Let's if I click Rebel Fighter and just make sure we've got someone like... we got Drogon over here, right? We got Drogon. Okay, cool. So now that we've got Drogon in the team, I'm just going to fill it out the rest with some rebels that we like. You know, we'll get R2-D2. Got Han over here. Have I got Chewbacca? There we go, Chewbacca. You want to go in at the lowest tier so that this is as quick as possible. And we just want to farm this 10 times. Now, you can use this on standard battle nodes if you want as you are doing your dailies, but honestly, you may as well just save yourself the energy. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make you watch this, all right? We're going to have a time jump. No montage, just a time jump. All right, see you in a couple. And once more, with feeling, ladies and gentlemen, just going to defeat the Palpatine for the 10th time over there, and booyah. That gives us 10 beautiful Zeta Mutts. And this... You know, we like to focus a lot on the whole Lightspeed token side of thing, but we're getting some decent amount of Zetas here. For my free-to-play account, I find this very useful. The next set of quests, then, is attempt to inflict thermal detonators 100 times. Oh my god. This is an explosive quest. That's a lot of thermals. Okay, so for this, ladies and gentlemen, if you have got, for example, Galactic Legend Jabba the Hutt, you're best off going into the Journey Guide, for example, and going into the final tier of Jabba the Hutt's event. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that on my free-to-play account. It's not even anywhere close to getting Jabba, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go into the light side campaign over here. I'm going to find somewhere that is, you know, like maybe a Chirotech node. Maybe a Chirotech node. That sounds brilliant. Let's go into a Chirotech node, and oh look, this guy over here has got a Chief Nebbit. We could throw Chief Nebbit in. Absolutely. Maybe be a friend to your fellow allies and throw some Jawas in, and over here we could get Dacia and Scavenger. Now, they are low gear. Gear 4, not very high gear at all. The important thing is make sure Jawa Scavenger has got a little bit more survivability and max out his unique line in the sand. This thing over here gives a high chance that thermal detonators will be inflicted on the opponent when they do stuff, when they attack any of your Jawas. Now, if you've got anything that can revive, maybe like, you know, where is he? Ewok Elder over here. That could be something useful for you to actually, you know, revive your Jawas. But failing that, just take in all the Jawas that you possibly can and hope for the best. Now, I'm probably just going to put this on auto basic right now. You can go to auto battle and you say select option. And then we're just going to go boom, auto basic. Now, as you see, every time that they hurt us, there is a chance that they're going to get a couple of thermal detonators. The more gear that you have on the Jawas, this is the easier it's going to be. Similarly, for your Scavenger over here, the more survivable he is, the longer you're going to last and this sort of thing. Now, if this is too much, you can go down to a lower tier, right? You can go down to a lower tier, or you could throw in someone like Barriss. Maybe Barriss would be a great shout over here. But yeah, we're making good progress already. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and see that. Anybody else got any sort of Jawa? No. I don't want to take in anything that's going to survive too much. So let's go ahead. We want to get some survivability. So let's get Barriss in here, although at gear 12 it might be a little too much. And then let's go back to Jawas. Let's make sure we've got Jawas in the team. And the reason I'm using Barriss is whenever they crit our team, it's going to make it a little bit easier for us to survive over here. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, you just have like a full team of Jawas, and whenever the enemy is hitting you, there's an 80% chance they're going to get some thermals, which is absolutely great. It's what we're looking for. Failing that, there are a bunch of bounty hunters that can apply thermal detonators. Characters like Greedo, for example. You could go into the Chewbacca event, which I'll show in a second. But this is another option if you want to try and save yourself just a little bit of time, because you can land a significant number of thermal detonators doing this. Obviously, if you've got too much gear, this isn't really going to work. You kind of have to be relatively low gear for this to work. Let's see how things get on over here. Unfortunately, we're not landing the high enough chance for us to land any thermals here, which is a bit of a shame. And here we go. We're actually getting some thermals over here. You can see we've got 4 on Savage over there. We've got an extra 2 over there. Yeah, it's slowly but surely working. Slowly but surely, getting more and more thermals, more and more thermals. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, good. So we went from 34 there to 68. We got 34 thermal detonators in that one battle. Not a bad way of doing it. So as I was saying, you might want to go instead into the journey guide and go to the Chewbacca event. This means you don't have to necessarily waste any ammo or anything like that. Ammo? Ammo? Waste ammo? Don't waste your thermal detonators, guys. You don't necessarily have to waste energy. You would need to have, like Dengar can do an AoE thermal detonator. If you've got characters like Zam and Greedo, those will be better choices. I'm just going to throw in a boss lead one. We're probably going to be overkilling here just because we have got a little bit too much on the relic levels, but this is a free way of getting them. It just might take you a little bit longer than the Jawa method of getting this done, so I'm just trying to throw out some options. Obviously, Jabba the Hutt, Bausch, those are going to be your easiest options of getting it done with zero fuss, but I'm trying to make these guides a little bit accessible for pretty much everybody. And of course, they had to stun Dengar, the guy that actually does the thermal detonators. They had to stun him, didn't they? Of course they did. But yeah, Dengar is your man. He's the guy with the master plan. Unfortunately, I don't think we're even going to get a single opportunity with Dengar to do anything here. Like I said, we've got too much relic investment here at the moment. So normally you would just use that special 2 from Dengar, but they stunned him turn 1. This over here, AoE thermal detonators, is what you're looking for. But obviously, that was too late. That was too late. Anyway, I'm going to go back and I'm going to farm some Cairo tech with my trusty Jawas, and we should be able to finish up this thermal detonator feat in relatively short amount of time. Do yourselves a favor, ladies and gentlemen, or rather do your compatriots a favor and maybe throw in some nice Jawas inside your ally slot over there. I'm just going to place auto basic and we're going to hope for the best. Hopefully we get lots and lots of thermal detonators. Already we've had a good run. See, like, Jawas are just great for one thing, and that's placing an absurd level of thermal detonators on the enemy squad. There are very few situations where this is actually useful. Used to be a really fun counter when we're going up against Geonosians. Geonosians do so many mass assists and AoE attacks that they can actually stack themselves up with so many thermal detonators in such a short amount of time that it makes it really funny watching everything just go boof, 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 boof. Also kind of works against non-Mothma teams or anything really that does a lot of low-hitting attacks. Ewoks, for example. So now we have to hope that that we still stack a bunch of thermals, because it is a little bit RNG dependent on whether or not they actually land those thermals, because it's only an 80% chance for it to land, but sometimes it does do good work. 96 thermals. Alright, so one more should do the trick. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, done in a relatively short amount of time. You could probably do that in 3 or 4 battles, depending on your Jawa investment. Now, I only took them to low gear. Like, I think I took Scavenger to 7 to make sure he survives, because he's the one that's got the unique, and the rest were like gear 4. They're not even 7 stars. They were terrible, terrible Jawas. Alright, but that should finish off the next step of the journey quest, and it's going to give you a Boba Fett over here. Absolutely fantastic unit. Is required for the Executor. Unfortunately, my alt account over here did do a Executor rush, so I'm not really going to gain the benefit on this account. Next up, we need to defeat 50 smugglers with any version of Boba Fett present. Now, you did just very fortunately get yourself a Boba Fett Lightspeed token, so you'll be able to use that and activate him. Now we have to go and defeat smugglers. So unfortunately, it looks like the only real reliable way of defeating smugglers is just by farming the Chewbacca event. Go on the lowest tier as possible, make sure you take in Boba Fett, and you're just going to have to do this 25 times. Now, I imagine when Conquest is back up, there's going to be a few more nodes that have got multiple smugglers in them that you might want to save until you get to that point. You know, like anything that's got like prepared faction, a lot of those are smugglers. Anything with Nest and Hondo and stuff like that, but there aren't really any places to effectively farm this, so you are going to have to be a little bit boring, a little bit bored, a little bit just, oh my god, I'm going to have to see this 25 times, because, you know, Han and Chewbacca are the only two smugglers. It would be nice if there was a node that had like the full prepared faction, you know, something like that, something where you could face off against Jabba the Hutt potentially. Ultimate Journey quest at the end of Conquest, that would also work. But yeah, it's unfortunately, you're just in for a bit of a slog here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll see you in 20 minutes or so. Laters. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you get old and bald and bored, is you eventually do that stupid journey quest 25 times. But there we go. You've gotten yourself 3 Om-Nom Nommies and allow you to progress to the next stage, which gives you a Relic 1, or Relic 0, sorry, Bosk with his Zetas. Defeat 100 enemies with bounty hunters. And the annoying thing is we just kind of did it. We just kind of did it. I mean, there are obviously easier ways, but you could just keep farming the same Chewbacca event. If I never have to play this Chewbacca event ever again, it will already be too soon. It will already be too soon. Now, thankfully, this can be a lot quicker. This can be much quicker. If you were to go into like a mod battle, for example, I like to usually use things like, you know, Mod Battles 9C, because you'll always want to have some form of mod slicing materials, and as long as you're taking in your bounty hunters over here, you could probably survive just about anything, right? You could probably survive the entire battle and drag it out. And obviously, for time invested, it is a lot quicker. Also, make sure you double kill the Night Sister zombie at the start, because that will get you some extra free kills. And then after that, it's just a case of clearing up house, you know? So this will give you far more kills, and maybe you don't have to go absolutely insane farming the same battle over and over again. This one will be a little bit quicker in that respect. Plus, it's kind of nice to be taking out Night Sisters. So you get a good amount, like I said, and you've got double bubble zombie at the start. Just make sure you don't AoE immediately and defeat everything, because that will ruin your day. And you can AoE after this. Wonderful. Oh, they had a dodge. They had a dodge. When it gets to this final tier, what I would recommend you do is don't hit the zombie first. Hit everybody but Dakka and Zombie. If you can defeat them, don't execute with Boba or something like that, right? If you can defeat multiple of these, Dakka might get a revive. She might revive 1, she might revive 2, she might revive 25. Just defeat everybody until you're down to just Dakka and Zombie. After that, you want to focus just on Zombie, so you'll get some extra kills. If you're very lucky, Dakka will get more revives, and you'll get a couple of extra kills per battle. Is it really worth it? Probably not. You could probably just go on full auto and still have some fun, but at least there we got like 26 kills, you know? 26 kills makes it a lot quicker, and you're still farming valuable mod slicing materials and micro attenuators and stuff like that, right? So if you really wanted an easy way of doing it, you'd just go auto, basic, target the zombie, essentially. So you get your extra defeats that way, you know? This is probably less mind-numbing than doing the Chewbacca event, but it does cost you mod energy. So, you know, tit for tat, see how you feel. You know, take 2 of these twice a day and call me in the morning. I'll see you in a few. Alrighty, so when we have finished up getting our defeat 100 enemies with bounty hunters, we'll get ourselves our Bosk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to set you up for the next step. In 2 weeks' time, we are going to have some more anniversary quests that kind of, well, the first 4 that you get won't require you to have done these ones, but the third set that comes out with that, you need to do both the previous sets, so we need to make sure that's done. I have made sure that all of these journey quests are in a playlist for you, and I'll keep adding to it as time goes by, and I'll make sure that we get guides out for those ones that are coming in 2 weeks' time. No problem at all. But we do have another small special event now. We are going to pick our winners for Cinta Kaz. Her marquee is going live today in 7 hours at the time of this recording, or 7 hours and 45 minutes. But we had an event giveaway here at the tribe for the wonderful subscribers. If you want to be in with a chance of winning these in the future, just make sure that you are signed up to subscribe to the channel first and foremost. Hit the like button as well if you can, as well as maybe join my Discord, where all my giveaways will be announced all the time, and sometimes we will be hosting the giveaways there. Cool. Let's go and see how many responses we've had for the Cinta Kaz giveaway. So just checking my Cinta Kaz giveaway with the Scribe tribe, we have had 1,427 responses. Now, I don't think we'll actually have that many legitimate responses, because people like to try and game the system. Scrub. Next up, we need to see how many people try to duplicate their ally code. So let's go data cleanup, remove duplicates, 56 duplicate rows. See, some people just being naughty over here, trying to get multiple entries into the wheel. All right, so let's go ahead and post this into the spin the wheel. It's going to be painful. Okay, so we've got 1,370 entries, and we are going to have 5 winners, ladies and gentlemen. First one coming up, coming in hot. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, please, for... Who is it? Nobody can tell. 641-587-495. Ladies and gentlemen, come on down and give a round of applause to... Let's see who this actually is. This is Akira Kenzo from Guerreri de la Luce, which is a 13.7 million GP player over here, just rocking it up. He actually looks like he's whaling normally, but he's going to have some free shards this time around, so congratulations to you. Let's go on to our next winner here, ladies and gentlemen. Just rolling around that little roller, trying to find out who's going to be our second lucky winner for Cinta Kaz shards, and it is 523792172, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and see who that person is today. It is Darth Walrus of the Grey Order, an 11.49 million GP individual who is not really doing some whaling, but will have some 4 stars Cinta Kaz going on. Next winner then, please. We've got 3 lucky winners left to go today. Who's it going to be? It is... 269-817-663. Ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, please put your hands together for our next lucky winner. It is Tars Tarkus of the Foley Force, 12.1 million GP unit player. Congratulations to you, Tars. And then we've got winner number 4, our penultimate winner of the evening. Only one additional winner shall be had after this, and it will be... 42453822, the lucky little duck. Let's see who it is. It's Barzak the Great of the Way of the Mandalore, and a 14.4 million player. We're having high GP players today. Maybe my community is just full of high GP-ness people. Final winner of our Cinta Kaz giveaway then. Ladies and gentlemen, salute to... 985-832-986, ladies and gentlemen, and this is our last winner. It is Son Ev of Primal Alliance, an 11.8 million GP player. Congratulations to you, good sir. That is going to wrap it up for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for watching. Congratulations on your Lightspeed tokens, your Zetas, your Omicrons, and those winners. Please do give the video a like before you go, and comment down below if you were a winner. I also have a section within my Discord where you can show screenshots of your giveaway winnings. So please do take the moment and post it in there, because I really like to see how many shards you guys will get. Amazing. I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.